Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is keeping really, really well as we start to move towards the end of July. A couple of days ago, I did a video that was actually quite popular within my groups, and then I downloaded it and uploaded it to YouTube. And it basically was titled, like, this one is the best season for fat loss and how you might be surprised. And a lot of people were surprised, but a lot of people thanked me for the video. And they were saying, oh my God, that takes so much pressure off the summer. I really did have unrealistic expectations for the summer. And this really has taken a weight off my shoulders and given them a better understanding of the best seasons for losing weight, and especially when it comes to my clients and my experience. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I hope you find it helpful. But I kind of wanted to continue a little bit on from that, looking at metabolism and hormones. I speak a lot about metabolism and hormones. When it comes to like the seasonal weight loss, there are important aspects where they shift. I don't want to say they come in, because metabolism and hormones always come in to weight loss. But as we go through seasons, we get a shift. So I had mentioned in the last video that when we are exposed to the extra sunlight in the summer, it activates mitochondrial action. So sunlight and the rays trigger our mitochondria, which then increases metabolism, so can help us when we maybe ingest some more carbs over the summer. Again, as I had referenced in that video, a lot of research from Dr. Jack Kruse speaks about how we can tolerate more carbs in the summer because we have the extra sun and we're generally outdoors more in the sun. That means, though, and I didn't say that in the last video, that if you are having those extra carbs, you should be dropping your fats, and then vice versa in the winter. I know that's not what people want to hear. A little bit harder, less carbs, more fat in the winter. Some people are going to be great. They're going to do it. Some people are going to struggle, but at least you'll know. At least I have told you. So Dr. Jack Kruse is great, definitely out there and kind of ahead of the times with his research, but you can really glean a lot from him if you check out his videos and podcasts. But so as we go through the seasons, our hormones and our metabolism, they're also going to change and alter and react to the change in seasons differently. Now, thyroid hormone is a big one for weight loss, a big one. And I'm not going to go into thyroid hormone per se, because I have a whole masterclass on the thyroid here on YouTube, but also on my podcasts. So if you look up Find Your Model Health podcast, you'll find it there and you can check that out. So thyroid hormone is influenced not just by the change in the seasons, and you'll understand a little bit more as I continue to talk, but also those food changes that we experience throughout the seasons. And like a simple example is, you look at Halloween. If you're eating lots and lots of candy and chips on Halloween and maybe some alcohol, that's probably going to play against your thyroid, potentially cause some problems, slow it down there. But if you're in the prime of motivation, let's say in September, okay, I'm back on track, kids are gone to school, I'm going to lose the weight by December 1st or whatever. And now you're focused on lots of dense nutrition, good lean protein, you're getting your proper nutrients, getting lots of polyphenols. In that context, then that's going to be amazing for your thyroid, and your thyroid's going to function optimally, and then your thyroid then signals to all the other metabolic factors to work properly. Again, I go into thyroid a lot more in the thyroid masterclass, but thyroid is going to be influenced through the seasons in the eating style. Also, the emotional aspect of things is really going to influence your thyroid. One thing that crushes the thyroid is stress. The other one is sleep. We'll get into that now in a second. But stress crushes the thyroid and metabolism more than people realize, like way more than people realize. So stress, when we think of the seasons, you have okay, in the summer, you're outdoors, you're laughing, you're getting sun, you're getting more fresh air, you're getting movement. That's so good for our moods. Many of us feel a lot better in the spring and the summer and even fall because of the extra sunlight and fresh air and movement and experiences with our family and adventures and exploring things. And we generally get up with a pep in our step, and we open the curtains, open the windows, and the sun comes in, and we just feel like good overall. And then come the winter, not only do you have the darkness and the cold, especially here in Alberta, which gets like very cold and super dark forever and ever and ever, but you combine Christmas, which is very, very stressful. So not only do you have the stress of preparing for Christmas, which for most people will start in November, even though I encourage them to maybe hold off till December 1st, you got the stress of getting Santa, Christmas presents, kids need new clothes, you've got Christmas parties, then you've got the enormous stress of family and family dinners and having family over and family arguments and spending time with family members that you don't necessarily like stress over Christmas. And now you combine that with you're not getting out for the sunlight and the fresh air as much because it's freezing cold and it's pitch black. And now we have the seasonal affective disorder kick in, and then people are turning to comfort food as well to try pick themselves up, and you're just stuck in this vicious cycle. That's all going to crush your thyroid, and that is season reflective. And when we look at metabolism, though, metabolism is very greatly influenced by the seasons. Like I mentioned, the extra sunlight really is great for the mitochondria and helping them move optimally. And mitochondria, like they're the center of all life. Your mitochondria are your little energy powerhouses. If they're not working properly, you're going to have a real problem on your hands. A couple of things that crush mitochondria is, inflammation is going to be a big one. One of the main drivers from inflammation when we don't consider food per se or toxins is going to be poor sleep. Poor sleep is almost going to disable mitochondria. And then if you're not detoxifying properly, so you really need your mitochondria working optimally. The sunlight can help a lot with that. And even the summer experiences, the extra fruit, the extra vegetables, the extra water can be very beneficial. But when we look at metabolism, we have to consider one of our major fat-burning hormones, and that's human growth hormone. So human growth hormone, if you don't have human growth hormone, I mean, there are specific diseases or serious health outcomes that are connected to having a low human growth hormone. Maybe you're smaller in stature, your height is smaller, maybe you don't produce enough human growth hormone. And then to the opposite end, there's people that maybe make too much human growth hormone, and they might have what used to be called giantism. Or you think of the basketball players who are huge and maybe they got loads of human growth hormone and a big dump of testosterone when they were grown. But when it comes to fat loss, human growth hormone is very, very important. It is one of our major fat burning hormones. And a couple months ago, I did a podcast episode, and it's in video on my YouTube channel, titled The 6 Fat Loss Hormones. Now, human growth hormone is one of them, and it's very, very important. There's only a few ways that you can optimize human growth hormone, but unfortunately, there's many easy ways that you can impair human growth hormone. If you're not getting a proper dump of human growth hormone, you're really going to struggle losing or burning body fat. You're going to struggle to put on muscle. You're going to struggle to grow your hair, skin, nails, to heal your wounds, to recover from surgery, recover from your workouts. Like, you really need human growth hormone for all of that, for organ function. You know, your cells are turning over constantly. You need human growth hormone for all of that to happen. So human growth hormone is very, very important. One of the main places that we get human growth hormone in is in our deep sleep, which is the first half of our sleep cycles during the night, where we're getting into that deep restorative sleep. So if you're not getting into deep sleep, then you're not going to be getting that essential dump of human growth hormone to support metabolism and fat burning. And you can really get stuck in a catch-22 there. Like in the video I did maybe 2 weeks ago on the calorie deficit for weight loss of foundational understanding, you can really get in a pickle if metabolism's not working, because then you really have to get yourself into a big calorie deficit to try push the results. That's not always safe either. We want to be chasing health and then get the weight loss results, rather than chase the weight loss results and sacrifice our health. Like, that's not ideal. But back to human growth hormone, we get that in our deep sleep, which is the first half of our most important aspects of sleep. Now, a few key ways to optimize that are to not eat 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. This is usually a big key player for most people to lose weight, is if you just stop them eating 4 hours before bed and you can get them into really good deep sleep, because sleep is number one, you can really optimize their fat burning capabilities and metabolic factors. Exercise is great for human growth hormone. Women actually get a dump of human growth hormone in the first 30 minutes of exercise, rather than men who get sick. They need to work out for 60 minutes to get that dump of human growth hormone. So women do have an advantage in that way. Having low blood sugars going to bed can really help optimize that dump of human growth hormone. Going to bed slightly hungry, that can help you get, so the research tells us, an even bigger dump of human growth hormone. Even feeling hungry throughout the day can be beneficial in that aspect. There are supplements. Arginine is one. So arginine, being an amino acid, has been shown to support human growth hormone. So if you're going to bed and you're fasted and you don't have sugar and you take arginine, which would be in your collagen, before bed, and you're taking a tea, that also helps to get you into deep sleep. And whatever else you're doing to try get into that sleep, you can really optimize the human growth hormone there. But just back to the mitochondria, if you're not doing all this, if you're not getting into the deep sleep, the mitochondria are not going to work. You're really going to struggle to make that energy and the thyroid hormone, and you're going to have metabolic dysfunction. But with the seasons, so that's what I'm getting to. We generally sleep better in the darker, colder times of the year. So fall, going across winter, and then into early spring is where most of us are having our epic sleeps. So that's our prime time. As I mentioned in the other one, that really is our prime time to be optimizing our weight loss results, our health, our metabolism, our sleep, the whole lot. Like, you know, the whole saying of summer bodies built in the winter. Well, when you look at it in this context, it's pretty much true. So then the summer, especially Alberta, across Canada, and I'm sure lots of places around the world, we've been like very hot the last few weeks. And that can really impair sleep quality, because the human body in itself wants to be cooler. That's why our core body temperature drops when we go asleep. The body prefers to be cooler so it can go in and do all that kind of cleanup action while you're asleep. And the coolness pushes us into that deep sleep. So we sleep better when we're cooler, but you can't get into that cool state in the sweltering heat. I mean, if you have air conditioning, that's an exception, but then you have to look at dehydration. There's always something going on. That's why, like, one of the mechanisms of collagen helping with getting you into deep sleep is the glycine helps to drop core temperature. So that's how it further encourages deep sleep. Everything slows down when you're sleeping, including digestion. So if you eat before bed, you're going to not get into that deep sleep because your body's going to be busy digesting. But so you can see as the seasons change. And then in the summer, not only do we have the heat, the sunrise comes up earlier. Now, I know blackout curtains, but some blackout curtains are not great. Then you have the birds and construction workers and golfers and this, that, and the other making noise outside the window because everyone is up earlier in the summer. So that can then, you've got all this background noise as well that's going to stop you from getting into deep sleep. Background noise really does stops you from getting into deep sleep. Even if you think it doesn't affect you, it does. All you have to do is wear some sort of tracker and monitor your deep sleep, and then maybe in a notepad or some of these apps like the Whoop will allow you to take notes and say, well, last night there was a load of noise. The sprinklers were going off all night, and the construction, and teenager came in late, blah, 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 or the dogs, the cats were shuffling around. And then you'll be able to compare that to your metrics and you'll see, oh, that really does make a difference. So seasonally, you can see you can really affect your metabolism. You can affect these hormones, human growth hormone and thyroid hormone, which are essential. Like they're probably two of your top fat burning hormones. But the season does play a part. Not to mention, like, you may be staying up later, you may be out on the deck having a few drinks, going to bed later than you normally would, so you're not getting as many hours of sleep either. Maybe you're not getting through all the sleep cycles like you would in the winter. So back to that, like, and what I said the other day, there really are optimal seasons for weight loss. And when you consider everything, not just the kind of emotional, physical aspect of it, but the hormonal aspect of it, it makes sense where you can really focus on these different times of the years to optimize your results. And yeah, there are some supplements, like I mentioned. There's arginine, there's a few other things that can help get you into deep sleep and optimize human growth hormone. And there's stuff that can help with your thyroid. But sometimes the basics are the basics. Sometimes you will just get your best results from improving sleep, sun exposure, exercise, nutrition. Like sometimes that's all you need. And then, of course, the emotional aspect, which would be number 5, love, happiness, relationships, social activities and stuff like that. But does that make sense to you? That it really, I think, please disagree with me if you want, that it helps to put things into perspective and go, oh, okay. And if anything, I've helped you kind of understand the importance of human growth hormone as well. So human growth hormone, getting most of it in our sleep. That's why we do most of our fat burning in our sleep, if we've set ourselves up for that prime, high quality sleep. And sleep alone is essential for thyroid hormone. So let me know what you think, or if you have questions. I'll keep an eye on the comments, and have a great day.